Welcome back, guys. Thanks for watching our video on the next no-fail go-to activities for kids.
Yes, guys, thanks so much for joining us again today.
And remember, they can be for home during the summer, at school.
Absolutely.
Parents and their own kids.
Yeah, they're even ones for grandparents. There's a lot of fun things. You can adapt it for indoor, outdoor, home, school, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But they're pretty much our go-to no-fails.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Cool. My next go-to, and this is a very popular one though, and I think it happens everywhere, but it's the parachute. You can purchase, especially here in China, super cheap, great big, different diameter size parachutes. So we get one about 3 or 4 meter diameter, and it's that light parachute material. And basically it has handles all around it, and you get people to stand around and lift it up and lift it down. The kids love it. They go at it every time. You bring the parachute out and they start running towards you. Yeah. But there's lots of different sorts of games. So it's a quick and easy one. You can put balls on the top. You can put a teddy on the top. You can play a game with the parachute flat on the ground where the kids run to the colors and identify the colors. And you can play sleeping bunnies. All the kids get underneath and they're sleeping, and then you lift it up. You have a couple of assistants to help you, so there's 3 or 4 people around the parachute to lift it up and down. But generally just lifting that thing up and down, the kids love it. They run in and they run out. Just whatever games, come to mind with the parachute.
It's a great engagement activity if you've got an open day with parents. The parents really get into it because they're the ones lifting the parachute up and down. They're seeing
involved.
The kids really enjoying themselves. So it's a really good activity that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, well, that's a quick one.
Yeah. So another one of my favorites is called musical bumps. I mean, I know that it's like a version of musical chairs, but outside it's fun. So I just call it calling bumps or falling bumps. And basically what happens is that they're out in the playground, and you have certain areas in the playground that you want them to run to. Okay, so they're running around in a circle. Then you might say, tree! And they all have to run to the closest tree. And the last one getting there, or the last one's kind of standing there going, where's the tree? They're out, and they come and stand with you.
Where's the tree?
And then we decide that the children that actually didn't make it, we decide what the next thing is that they're going to say.
So you're still
involving the children. Well, I mean, it's just so you can encourage the ones
just
that,
involve them, involving
that's
everybody.
Right.
That's great.
So, you can use the trees, you can use the flowers.
I've seen you also use more difficult language or more complex language. Run around the doll's house 3 times.
Yeah.
So you can vary it according to your age group and their capability.
So they have to run around the house or run around what I've said to them, and then come back and sit in a particular spot. Yeah. And the last one back.
Yeah, that's great.
Obviously is out. Yeah. But that's fun. It's a good
one. Yeah, cool.
I know one of your absolute favorites, and I've seen you do this a lot of times.
Ooh. Oh, the school tour. Yeah. Okay, so sometimes you might not have something in the morning, or sometimes you might want to find out how the kids are feeling. And sometimes you just want to go out and do something fairly free will and allow the kids to express their language or show what they know around the place. So we take them on a school tour. So what that means is you might have a small center or a large center, but you go places that you don't normally go, into the office. Often there's areas that aren't accessed every day. So you go past the kitchen, past the staff room, through the staff room, go and see the head teacher, or go past the medical office. It's also a way to demystify some of the areas of the school for the kids that you can relate to later with different language. And like, where was the medical office? Was it next to the gym, or was it on the left? It's really just a way where also they can express to you how they're feeling that day. You can see whether they're really engaged. You can see whether they're happy that day as well. And often that actually breaks the ice as well if kids are a little bit subdued, or if it's a rainy day or something like that, you can go and do something like have a little school tour.
Normally with rainy days with kindergartens here in China, it's a big scuttle to find an area that's undercover, because as we've mentioned, the kindergartens are usually 3 or 4 stories high. And we have these enormous playgrounds, but if it's raining, obviously you can't go out. And it's really good to take the kids on the tour as you do, but they start at the top where not a lot of them go to, and they can sort of wind their way down. That's always really good too.
And you can always plant a few things along the way as well. So if you thought about it beforehand, you thought, oh, I can't be bothered doing that complex activity this morning. You go, okay, I'll do a school tour. But you can plant a teddy or, you know, a monkey or something like that somewhere in the school. Okay, we've got to go find the monkey today. Okay, yeah, school tour. It's worked for me. Okay, Di, have you got our second last activity for today?
Yeah, one that's really popular here in China. I'm not so sure about in the West. I've not played it in Australia. But it's called Catch the Tail. That's what we call it anyway.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Catch the Tail basically is a piece of ribbon or a piece of crepe paper that's generally between 10 to 12 inches long or 20 to 30 centimeters long. And they tuck it in the back of their pants. And they leave about this much out of the back of their pants. And they run around. And there's usually two teams. So it's like maybe you have like red ribbons, blue ribbons, okay?
Easy.
And so the blue ribbons have to get all the red ribbons' tails out and vice versa.
Yeah, cool.
And, you know, it ends up being a bit of a crazy mix.
Or last person with the tail.
Absolutely. So, you know, like the children that actually have their tails pulled out, then they're on the side of the team and they're cheering for their teammates. You know, like it's a really good activity, and you can really hype them up and expel a lot of their energy.
Yeah.
So it's a really good go-to.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's a great one for outside. And your last one.
Crazy corner. Crazy corner. Now this is one that will help you connect with the kids. If you're outside especially, spontaneously what you want to do is just jump and hug a tree. Hug a tree, hug a tree, hug a tree. Or if there's a quiet little area of the fence, go over. Oh, I'm hiding. I call it crazy corner because I can't think of anything else to call it. But it's really just spontaneous activity. You can do it in the classroom, but it's a bit more difficult in the classroom. But when you're outside, it's a really good way to express your inner child and become a kid. And it's a really great way to connect with the kids because you're not actually telling them to do anything. You're just doing it yourself. Oh, I love hugging trees. And you just stand there, hug a tree. And initially, it might be a little perceived as slightly weird. But yeah, basically, you're just being a kid. And you're laying on the grass, hugging a tree, hiding in the corner, hiding under the stairs.
It's one that I've tried and I've fallen. It hasn't really worked. I think it's one of those ones that work for a male energy opposed to a female energy, don't you think?
But I've seen you do it and you've been an absolute star. Like at Halloween, you've done it at Halloween. Oh, yeah. You're going to be a monster or, you know, you're hiding in the spider web or something.
Yeah. I find it easier if I'm in character to do that.
Yeah,
sort of
absolutely.
Thing. But, you know, you do it brilliantly as like just spontaneous out in the playground.
Oh, I'm a bit crazy anyway.
I often see him kind of like worming himself along the ground.
A worm.
Worm. Well, they were some fun ones as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they're really good fun. So we hope you like those ones too.
So join us again for our next video and we'll have some more tips for you.
Yeah, like, share and subscribe and see you in the next one.
See you later. Bye-bye.